Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm currently using my phone and I'm trying to hold it really steady. I forgot to see what week it is. I think for me it's week 7. It's second week of Dumbo Double Dare training for those just training for that. And it's gonna be a great week with this weather. It feels so awesome out here.
Going in! 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Monday. I'm getting ready just to go for a couple miles on my street. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are usually my easy days. So we're gonna go do that. But I was correct. We got medals today. So I won't talk about them during the run because I'm gonna try to I'm just doing 2 miles, but I'm gonna try not to walk at all. Usually there's the one hill on my street that's a little steep that I end up walking on. So since I'm just gonna go out for 2, I'm gonna try not to walk at all. So we'll talk about medals when I get back. Also, I've been trying to get used to these new shoes. This is a very, very good example. I'm just gonna get a side view here. I've been running in New Balance 860s. These are kids, of course, kid size, for a couple years now. So this is the newest version. But this newest version is actually very different from the version just prior to it. And they feel very different on my feet. Not different bad, definitely. Once I get used to it, I think these are going to be awesome. I can tell that they put more cushion here on the bottom, and then they added more cushion up here too. So just a little PSA, just because you're running in the same model, they will change the design of that same model. So I'm gonna go take these out for another little test run so I can get more used to them. I already ordered another pair because I'm about to outrun all my older versions of these. All right, see ya. Here we are again on a Friday. This week and every week it just seems that it just gets away from me before I pull this little camera out. So training wise, yesterday I did a hill workout with our high school cross country team, so that was fun. And I'm actually a little sore from it, which is good and probably also bad, meaning I need to do more hills. Wednesday I did an easy couple miles on my street trying to break in some new shoes, which I'm currently wearing. So today's, like I said, Friday. The groomer was running behind, so we're hanging out at the fairgrounds for a little bit until it's time to go back to the groomer. And I'm going to drop them off, and then I'm going to come back to the fairgrounds and do some more just easy miles in these new shoes. I think I'm going to race in them next week. We'll see. But right now, what I thought I could do while I'm sitting here, so we could talk about these medals. And I'm going to look at them on my phone as I speak. I'm going to insert pictures here. But oh my goodness, I do love the colors. So, the Disneyland 5K has a little Pluto on it, and it looks like Pluto slides, a little slider action. So that's always fun. I think sometimes the 5K is usually kind of simple, so I always like it when they do something like a little movement with it. The 10K with Donald and Daisy has a little bit more of it has teal in it with blue. I love me a good teal. So I won't be getting that Pluto one, but this one I will be getting, which is cool. And it looks like on this one that Donald and Daisy also slide. Hold on while they decide to stop working. So our Disneyland half medal has Mickey and Minnie on it, and I love how they did the colors on the castle. But I'm trying to decide how this one moves, because I'm sure it does. I'm wondering if Mickey and Minnie are on some sort of spring thing, and they kind of move a little bit, or maybe it's just a 3D effect. Who knows? And then our Dumbo Double Dare. I love the colors, but once again, I'm trying to decide how it moves because it looks like it should. Maybe that the circle with the stars on it in the back, that must spin. That probably spins. We're gonna go with that. But overall, I love the colors, and as I told my friends, I'm super glad that I've saved up money for merch because I feel like the merch is going to be very, very cute. So I'm going to get these dogs dropped off at the groomers here in a little bit, and I'm going to do easy couple miles and show you my new shoes. Bring you along with me. Alright, I've dropped the dogs off, and it just occurred to me that I have a 5K that I'm trying to plan for this December, and one of my ideas was to have it here, so maybe I should map out a 5K course. Might be a good idea. Shoes turned out really good, and you know, it took me a long time to figure out what the purple and green reminded me of, and I finally figured it out. It was like the same coloring as the villain's wine and dine. So these are my villain shoes, that's what I call them. Alright, let's go pick up the puppers. Also, I did find a really good 5K course. Hello from Indiana. I don't even remember. My husband's here with me, so if I giggle, that's why. I don't remember the last time I checked in, but we are now post 9 Mile Run, which was a little rough, but in my defense, I ran the entire thing on my street, which is a lot of up and down, several times. But I'll insert a picture of my time.
Why do runners have so many excuses every time that they run?
What do you think, guys? Leave it in the comments. Why do we have so many excuses?
No, you can't post that in there.
Why not?
Because I haven't given you permission to use my image.
We're married, so I automatically get permission. But now we're in Indiana, like I said, at this RV camping dealer thing. So enjoy these few clips of some really fun RVs, and then we'll wrap up this week with Hello, My Name Is. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't finished the chapter yet at this point, which is why we're not gonna talk about it now. Alright, if I ever become a recording artist, this is going to be my tour bus. Yeah, I don't like the black either.
Then you could probably get this, see how the tip up bag right now?
Good morning. Another morning in Indiana. I'm behind, so we are going to wrap up this week, which I think was week 7. So it's chapter 6 in the next section of this book, which is about the biggest lies. So chapter 6 is Confessions of a Burned Out Preacher Kid. So Matthew West is a preacher kid, so he was sharing stories about how people always expected him to act a certain way, be a certain way, because he was a preacher's kid. And he shares a story about how, you know, he finally got fed up with always being asked to lead the group in prayer, and so one day he just said no and walked out. Went to his dad's office, and let me find what his dad said. And his dad was actually very understanding. His dad said, "Son, if you look for God in other people, you'll find it sometimes, but people will inevitably let you down, and you will let them down. Nobody's perfect, but you can't let that affect your view of God. Keep your eyes on Him, aim to please Him, and don't worry about trying to live to everyone else's standards. You're human. God loves you, and I love you too." Which is a really, really good parental response to a kid just being tired of people assuming he's a certain way. So his first section in this chapter is called Hello, My Name Is Pretender. And he talks about how, you know, he, growing up as a preacher's kid, and then even as a recording artist, he sometimes falls into that trap of just pretending to be perfect, pretend that everything's okay. I'm sorry, my hair is, it's a little windy out here. And he also shares how, you know, they have that cubic zirconia. So he parallels it to, like, that can look really, really pretty, make it look like a real diamond, even though it's actually not. And how rare perfect diamonds actually are. And I underlined this because I identify with this. The perception of perfection is exhausting. Really trying to be something that you're not is just exhausting. He shares, during Jesus' ministry on earth, his harshest warnings were not spoken to the prostitute or the tax collector or the drunk or the murderer, but to the pretender. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead. In the same way, the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. And that's from Matthew. Jesus saw right through the artificial shine of the Pharisees' perfect perfection and called out their hearts' true condition. In another verse he warned, "Watch out, don't do your good deeds publicly to be admired by others, for you will lose the reward from your Father in heaven." And then he goes on to share four things that happen when you have that struggle with perfection, and you just try to be what everybody else wants you to be. You have isolation, unfair expectations of others, a spiritual lifelessness, and a missed impact in the world. And I really like the missed impact of the world. And then the next section being called "Hello, my name is Real," because that's what I feel like connects to people way more than pretending to be perfect, is knowing that you're not, and sharing how God uses that to, reach other people. Because seriously, nobody's perfect, and it's the real that touches people. He talks about Paul and how Paul was no pretender. If you don't know, Paul was Saul, and he persecuted Christians, and he was met on the road and made blind until he was saved. And he makes no secret of his past life and what he did, but how God changed him and is using him in the future. And it's all through his books in the New Testament. When we are willing to be the real, authentic, flawed diamonds we were created to be, God's power and patience go on display for others. And that's far more beautiful and cherished than living as cubic zirconium. So what's it going to be? Will you allow the pressure to be perfect turn you into a pretender, or will you be one of the few brave souls who dares to be the truest, most rough around the edges, far from perfect, authentic version of you? Grace's strong arms have lifted the pressure of perfection off your shoulders. You're free now to tell the whole story. So let that be an encouragement. Don't ever try to be something that you're not. I love to tell the cross-country kids, don't run another person's race, just run your own, because your race, your life, your story is going to be beautiful. So I hope everyone's training's going well. I know I saw lots and lots of posts. I think we're getting to the 100-day mark, or maybe even less now, to marathon weekend, if that's what you're training for, which also means that Dumbo is not that far behind. So very, very excited. Next week will be a race recap. I'm running my 10K proof of time. We'll see how that goes. I'll also be drawing my winner for my raffle. So if you haven't entered, visit the link below and enter the raffle. It's 1 entry $5, 3 entries $10, 8 entries $20. And I'll be drawing that after the race next week. Be sure to give this video a like and comment how your training's going. It's finally cooling off, which has been amazing. And be sure to subscribe. I'm really excited for this proof of time race, a little nervous, but just trying to channel that into excitement. Always remember that you are God's masterpiece, and I'll see you next week at the 10K.